So Hare Krishna. We'll start with verse number 6. I'll just sing it one time so that for
Maybe we can chant Mangalacharna Mataji and then we can start.
Okay.
Yes.
Om
Om Gyantimirandasya Jnana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Vistapitam Yena Bhutale Swayamarupa Kadapahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavascha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitasha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpataribhascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri
Krishna.
Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So Prabhuji will start with word-to-word meaning and should I sing it first, Prabhuji, or should I just...
Yes, Mata, you can just sing yourself.
Okay.
दृष्टे
स्वभावजनितैर्वपुषश्च दोषे न प्राकृतत्म इह भक्तजनस्य पश्ये गङ्गाम्भसां न खलु बुद्बुदफेन पङ्के ब्रह्माद्रवत्वमपगच्छति नीरधर्मे. So this is a very beautiful verse, Prabhuji.
This verse, many devotees do that. I also do that sometimes. Brahmadrav, not Brahmadrav. Brahmadrav, because Brahma has a different meaning and Brahma has a different meaning. And I also made the same mistake many times. So it's Brahmadrav. That's it. Thank you, Mata.
Okay. Sure, Prabhu. Thank you. So in this, we will do the word-to-word. We'll try to understand the verse with the word-to-word meaning. So Drishta means to see, which is the vision, outer vision, and Swabhav is nature. Janiter means Janma, and Vapu means body. Doshe means fault. Na means no. Prakrit means Prakriti, which is the Bhakta, which is used for a material person. And Iha means Yaha. Bhakta Janasya means of a pure devotee. And Pashet, to see as under a spiritual vision. Gangam Bhasam, which is Ganga water. Khalu, Khal means dusht or Khalnayak, we mentioned. And Budh means bubbles. Fena means foam. Pankher means mud. Brahma Dravatvam, which means the spiritual nature or the transcendental nature. Appagachati means spoiled. Nira means water. Dharma means swabhav of water. So in this context, in the crux, it has been mentioned that just like the Ganga water may appear with lots of foam, mud and bubbles, but it is still very pure, and we cannot... the materialistic person may not like to take bath in that water, thinking that there are lots of mud, bubbles and other contamination. But a spiritual person can only understand the value of Ganga river and the spiritual qualities and the transcendental nature of the Ganga river. So just similarly, the person, we should not see the person from the outer vision. The devotee should not be looked from the outer or materialistic vision. We should always see that person from how much devotional service are they doing and how much elevated they are from the swabhav, from their nature, from the internal nature. So we'll talk about the relation between the verse 5 and 6. In the verse 5, we talked about there are how different kinds of devotees. So there are three kinds of devotees. We discussed Kanishta Adhikari, Madhyam Adhikari, and Uttam Adhikari. And we discussed about the characteristics of those devotees and our behavior towards them. And now in verse 6, we are trying to understand how Rupa Goswami is mentioning that Uttam Adhikari may appear like a materialistic person, but we must not commit any offense towards them. So we also talked about there are 7 types of faults. One is the criticism of the bodily defects. In this one, we discussed the example of Sanatan Goswami, where he had lots of boils when he was on his way to Puri, and he got lots of body infection, and how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was trying to embrace Sanatan Goswami, and Sanatan Goswami was trying to keep Chaitanya Mahaprabhu away, thinking that he has lots of impurities and pus as it was oozing out of his body. So he was trying to keep Chaitanya Mahaprabhu away. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he is the Lord, he is embracing and he is samdarshi towards everybody, and he does not think any bodily or complexion or infection or disease or anything. He sees everybody samdarshi. So we talked about samdarshi as well. So we should and at last Mahaprabhu embraced Sanatan Goswami, and of course because the Lord was touching Sanatan Goswami, so his all the infection and everything, his bodily problems went away as well. We also discussed about how one needs to be samdarshi, and we need to have both visions, materialistic as well as spiritual vision, because we cannot be samdarshi. We discussed the example of a lion, that can we be a samdarshi towards a lion, can we embrace lion just like Mahaprabhu did. So because we live in the material world, we can't embrace lion just like Mahaprabhu could. So we need to have and based on the time, place, and circumstance, we should be considering how to be samdarshi. So we also discussed the example of a grandmother. When the grandmother comes, so we cannot give them lolly. We have to give them light food or anything very simple, which is good for her health. Similarly, if a kid comes, we cannot give lauki ka sabzi or any other tinde ka sabzi to a kid, which he will not like. So we have to be samdarshi in terms of our behavior towards and kindness towards each and every person. But samdarshi doesn't mean we treat everybody with the same vision. So we should have an understanding of devotee, non-devotee, and the materialistic person and the spiritual master. So we should consider and behave accordingly. So we also talked about we should not comment on any bodily defect of the other person. And sometimes, a lot of materialistic people might say and comment on the senior Vaishnavas or the spiritual guru. For example, when Sanatan Goswami was suffering and Prabhupada was having a heart attack, materialistic person might comment that because of based on their karmas, they are having all of this. So it's no, we should not think that it is our business to comment on anything. Our business is to just focus on our dharma and not to comment on anybody's karma. We should only focus on our good karma and our Krishna consciousness and our growth towards the lordships and going closer to Krishna. Because if we try to comment and chastise or think about from the material vision, our fall down is certain. So we shouldn't comment on that. And we also discussed about Bharat Maharaj. He picked up deer. Was it good or was it correct or not? So we discussed that yes, it was right because when he picked deer, it was right because he's a real Vaishnava. He was a real Vaishnava, and a Vaishnava must have compassion towards everybody. So he was samdarshi, and he was having compassion towards the animal as well. So it was, if the person doesn't have compassion, then he's not considered to be a devotee. So, sorry. Okay. We also discussed many examples, how Chandrama was laughing at Ganeshji and he got the curse. And then we also discussed about Ashtavakra Muni was cursed by cursed Apsaras, and because the Apsaras were making fun of them. And so Shastra is actually telling us that we should, through the example, that we should not laugh or comment or see the defects of the person, whether somebody has disease or a dark complexion or a bad complexion or a skin disease. We have no right to say anything because Krishna has made each and every one of us, and we should embrace and appreciate that whatever Krishna has given, and we shouldn't give any comment on that. And sorry, Prabhuji, for the background noise.
That's okay. That's okay.
Okay. So, and we also discussed one thing. We just give me 1 second, Prabhu. One moment. We also discussed about one thing I really liked in the class, Prabhuji, which you mentioned, that when somebody comes and asks us for the suggestion, and that why are they having a suffering, we should always give the answer in a plus, minus, and plus. So we appreciate them for their positiveness. Then we give them the minus, which is the scope of improvement, and then ending that conversation again with a positive note. So, for example, if a person is saying that I'm having lots of suffering, why am I having that? I must have done, I'm a very sinful person. And if that person is going in guilt, so you first appreciate that person. You shouldn't say, yes, you must have done lots of sin. That's why you're having suffering. So, the devotee quality is to have a compassion towards each and every one of us, not to make them person feel more demotivated. Our job, our duty as a Vaishnava should be to encourage that person so that he excel, and he to make the other person, to comfort that person and to make them happy. So we can say something like, if the person is having a lot of suffering, that you are getting rid of all the bad karmas, Prabhuji, all the sufferings are going away in this life, and you have a pure heart. So there must be something good which Krishna has planned for you. And in the scope of improvement, you can focus more on your qualitative chanting so that our anarthas get vanished. And then again, with the positive, Krishna is with you. You are in the best association. You are doing your best, so everything would be good. So plus, minus, and plus, and we can have that conversation and make our association and our God brothers and sisters happy, and our association always great with our good behavior towards them as well. You also mentioned about the Maharaj example, when Guru Maharaj was very old and he was having lots of injections on. And you mentioned that one of the person while going away said that I'll pray to Radha Rani. So he got offended by saying that, is Radha Rani not merciful? So a real devotee is a person who is always happy in whatever situation they have been put into. No matter how many sufferings they always think that they had more sufferings, and Krishna is giving them less. So their mindset is always like that. We also talked about Vaishnav Aprad, and we took an example of Kundrik Vidyanidhi. He was a very rich person, and how Gadadhar Pandit had visited with Mukunda, and he thought that Kundrik Vidyanidhi is a very materialistic person because of all the opulences that he had with the barn, and then all the cushions and all the nice things that he was having. So he was looking at him from the materialistic vision, and that's how he realized when Mukunda told the glories of the Lord by telling the pastime of Putana and Krishna, how Krishna was merciful toward them. So then he got surrendered to Kundrik Vidyanidhi. So this example shows that, one is very much afraid of Vaishnava Aparad, and it is called like Hathi Mata, which is like a mad elephant. How much it is like, a nicely trimmed garden can be spoiled within minutes. So similarly, no matter how much we have gained good points in spiritual journey, we must have done lots of good things, and one Vaishnava Aparad can make us go downfall, had a very bad downfall. So we must be very, very careful towards that. And so we also talked about we should not observe actions of devotees with material vision. We should always see how he or she serves God. So there are certain set of people who think that, the devotee can only be a person who is a Brahmin, who speaks good Sanskrit, or we also shared example with Prabhupada, and one Chennai Pandit said that, these American the Goswamis don't sing, can't even sing verses properly. How can they be Goswamis? So Prabhupada said, oh, can you sing it? So he said, yes, I can sing it. So Prabhupada asked him to come to the temple and, sing the verses, and stay there for a few days. And he was like, oh no, he was giving excuses. No, the temple is very far. And then Prabhupada asked him to leave his coffee for a few days, and he was not even ready to leave coffee for a few days. So then Prabhupada mentioned that how, being, you are chastising a person who has left his country, his culture, his, land, everything, and you can't even leave coffee. And, we think that we are superior to the others without, because we are having the outer vision, materialistic vision, we are not seeing how much spiritually elevated that person is. And one beautiful line that you mentioned, that Prabhupada always said, that their pronunciation may not be great, but their renunciation is really great. That really touches my heart. That's very, very nice. Thank you, Prabhuji, for that. So, then we also learned about the example of Jai Vijay and four Kumaras, and how Jai Vijay was looking at the four Kumaras as a material vision, that these four kids would like to go to the Vaikuntha, even though his intention was right, that he didn't want his master, Lord Vishnu, to be disturbed in his sleep. But then he got cursed by four Kumaras. So we have to be, even the elevated souls are not left with a curse, or if they do Vaishnava Aparadh. So then what to talk about people like us, who live in this material world, who make sins each and every minute and day. So we should be very, very careful about that. Similarly, I'll not go with other examples as well, like you mentioned about the Jad Bharat and Rahugana example as well. Rahugana surrendered to Jad Bharat as well, because he got offended. He offended him earlier as well. Then we talked about jealousy of Vaishnava. We should not be jealous of the Vaishnava. We should always, some people think, we took an example of Daksh Prajapati and Shivji, when Shivji did not stand for him in the assembly. He got offended, and there were two people, Brahmaji and Shivji, and Brahmaji, being his father, did not stand, but he was very angry with Shivji. So we must not be jealous, and we should not. Sometimes you also discussed it. Devotees. There could be very very sincere devotees who, within a short span of time, can excel. But we think that, why he's being appreciated? He's just here for 6 months or 1 year or maybe 2 years, and I've been here for 10 years. So that pride shouldn't come. When the pride comes, then our downfall is certain. So we must be very, very careful for that as well. Then, so in crux, I'll just mention about other things so we should not, few things which we should be carefully and considering, that the devotee should not be identified with the bodily complexion, should not be seen from the materialistic point of view. We should not see them with a low family body or bad complexion, deformed body, diseased body, and the body of a pure devotee cannot be polluted. Just like the Ganges water may have foam bubbles, so it is still pure. It is always pure. And Krishna's devotee is not subject to the material condition, even though bodily features may appear material condition, but we should not see them, because the purity is from the way they are serving the Lord. And we then talked about the Goswami family. We should not be the person should not be distinguished whether they are coming from the Brahman family or Goswami family, because the real Goswami is Goswami means the one who has conquered all his senses. So it is irrespective of what religion, caste, or creed they are coming from. They should be basically, we should be samdarshi, and see everybody, that whoever is serving the Lord, no matter which country, land, or place or house they are coming from, if they are serving the Lord, they are a devotee. We should always consider the devotee. Otherwise, we would not be able to preach all over the world. And the preaching in all over the world is obstructed because of the mentality of certain people who think that, they just wait. Give me a few minutes. Yeah. So it is because a lot of people think that they are coming from, they're not from the Goswami family, so they have no right to be Brahmana, American Brahmana. A lot of American Brahmanas are being chastised or criticized and are stopped from being going to certain temples because of so and so reason. They think that they are from the Western culture and this is our culture. So if we also, Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, they themselves were actually Muslims, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced them and made them Goswamis. So then if Lord is approving that, if Prabhupada is approving that, then we should have no right to look at people with a low vision or thinking that they are not from the Goswami family. Everybody should be given equal opportunity, and they should be encouraged to come forward in Krishna consciousness and spread Krishna consciousness everywhere. That's how we all will be going back to Godhead. I'm just going through if I've missed any point or not. Yeah, and one last thing that I would like to tell, that if it's an offense to give empowered vision, and it's an offense to give the spiritual master advice or correct him at the senior Vaishnava. So we should not, and in India especially, a lot of people, they have an urge to give advice. We should give advice unless it's been asked. If we have not been asked, we should refrain from giving advice, especially if the person is senior Vaishnava or a spiritual master or senior devotee. I would like to give I read a very funny story. Prabhu, I'll give you a very little funny story. So for the example, it's about how people give advice. So there was, I'll say it in Hindi, Prabhu, this story. सो एक मिठाई वाला होता है जिसके ऊपर उसके दुकान पे लिखा होता है यहाँ पर ताजी मिठाई बनाई जाती है, उसके ये बोर्ड, उसके दुकान का नाम होता है यहाँ पर ताजी मिठाई बनाई जाती है. सो दे से दैट लॉट ऑफ रायचंद कीप कमिंग, सो दे कॉल इट रायचंद बिकॉज एडवाइस देते रहते हैं वो. तो एक रायचंद आता है, वो बोलते हैं यहाँ पर ताजी मिठाई बनाई जाती है, ये कुछ अच्छा नहीं लग रहा, यहाँ यहीं पर तो बन रही, तुम्हारी दुकान यहाँ कहीं और भी बनाते हो? तो ही सेड नो, मैं कहीं और नहीं बनाता हूँ, यहीं पर बनाती हूँ. तो कहते हैं कि यहाँ हटा दो और बस लिखो पर ताजी मिठाई बनाई जाती है. सो वो यहाँ हटा देते हैं और उसके बाद लिखा होता है पर ताजी मिठाई बनाई जाती है. सेकेंड डे समबडी कम्स एंड से पर ताजी मिठाई बनाई जाती है, का कुछ मतलब ही नहीं बनता, पर हटा दो, तो बोलो सिर्फ ताजी मिठाई बनाई जाती है. तो वो कहता है ठीक है, वो पर हटा देता है. नेक्स्ट डे आता है, ताजी मिठाई बनाई जाती है, वो कहते हैं ताजी मिठाई बनाई जाती है. इससे लोगों को डाउट होता है कि बासी भी बनती है क्या, तो ताजी हटा दो, सिर्फ लिखो मिठाई बनाई जाती है. तो जब मिठाई बनाई जाती है, नेक्स्ट डे आते कहते हैं मिठाई, जब तुम हलवाई हो तो मिठाई बनाओगे, कोई सब्जी थोड़ी बनाओगे, मिठाई हटा दो, लिखो बनाई जाती है. तो वो बनाई जाती है. नेक्स्ट डे अनदर रायचंद कम्स एंड ही सेड बनाई जाती है. कहते हैं जब मिठाई तो लाते भी हो कहीं से, जब तुम हलवाई हो तो बनाओगे ना, ये तो ऑब्वियस ही है, तो बनाई हटा दो. वो बनाई भी हटा देते हैं. देन इट्स ओनली जाती है. इट्स लाइक कहाँ जाती है, मिठाई तो यहीं पे है, कहाँ जाती है, उसको जाति को हटा दो, वो जाति भी हटा देता है. लास्ट में बचता है. कहते जब तुम हो, गद्दी है, दुकान है, मिठाई है, तो ऑब्वियस है कि है को हटा दो, वो है भी हटा देता है. पूरा उसका बोर्ड खाली हो जाता है. नेक्स्ट डे एक और रायचंद आता है, वो कहते हैं इतनी बढ़िया तुमने मिठाई की दुकान बनाई है, यहाँ पर एक अच्छा सा बोर्ड लगाओ जिसपे लिखो यहाँ पर ताजी मिठाई बनाई जाती है. So this is like हर कोई राय देता है हमें, and we should be very very careful for how much advice we are giving and who we are giving advice to. And the spiritual master is not subject to take advice from his disciple or take advice from those who are not his disciples. That's it, Prabhuji. Please forgive me for any offenses. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mother. Very, very nice. Very nicely summarized. I was thinking about when you're telling this tazi mithai banai jati hai, Rasanand Prabhu and Vijay Gopi Mataji. I don't know how to translate that into English, Mataji.
No, we understood, Prabhu, the story.
You understood. Yeah.
Similar story is there.
Yeah. So because so many people giving so many advices, this sweet maker finally ended up with
Yeah,
nothing.
we heard the story in a different way. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. But this is so true. This is so true. Everyone gives advices. Just two things, Mataji, I wanted to add. Rupa and Sanatan, actually, they were not born Muslims, they were born Brahmanas, but for all the practical purposes, while they were serving the Nawab, they acted as Muslims. But internally, even that time, they were serving Krishna, but they were Saraswat Brahmins, actually, from South India, so very high caste. But yeah, for few years or whatever time they were serving Nawab Hussain Shah, for all the practical purpose, their name, their all the job duties, they became like Muslims. And on the advice, as you correctly said, we should not give advice unless asked for. And the second thing is, and we should be eligible to advise that person. If someone is asking for advice, how to do an operation of this person, I will say, go and ask Manmohan Prabhu. I don't know. So in certain areas, we may not be eligible. We may not have enough authority. We may not have a knowledge or experience. So even if we asked for, even Brahmaji says, I don't know, let's go to Lord Vishnu. So we should not be hesitant to say no sometime, not like jump in and give advice, and that actually may harm someone just because we are not able to understand that person's position correctly, or we may not be specialized in that area. So when giving advices, very, very careful. But yes, Mata, you have given all the examples very nicely. Even I forgot many of them, but you recalled everything. Thank you. Anyone has any questions for Mataji? Please ask. Okay, looks like all good. Thank you, Fateva Mataji.
Thank you.
While managing Adidev Prabhu, you still spoke very well. Thank you. Okay, let's continue our discussion on verse 7. So last week we started this verse. Quickly, okay, Akhand Rasa Prabhuji has a question, or Mataji, Vijay Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, if you
Hare
don't
Krishna.
mind, I would like to add one point.
Sure.
I think we discussed this point also in this same verse, that karma should, the dharma should precede karma.
Yes. Yes, always. And what is, and in this context, we can say, what does dharma mean? The dharma can have multiple meanings, because I know your context. I just want to clarify between this.
Dharma means doing your duty, what is needful in that particular time, place and circumstance. Like somebody is suffering, we should extend the compassion and do the needful what we can, rather than telling
Exactly.
him that it's your karma.
Exactly. Yeah. So if someone is suffering right in front of our eyes, and whatever capacities we may have, we may only have capacity to solve 5% of the problem. We can't solve 105%. We can even just give solace from our sweet words. So whatever we can do, we should be very sensitive towards others' pain, because we all are suffering in this material world. If someone is expecting something, and if we can do something, we should do. I'm looking at Radhanath Maharaj picture. Just remember one instance on this particular topic, and I'm sure everyone would know this one. It's Maharaj stories his disciples have told. One time Maharaj was traveling in Mumbai from A to B somewhere on a red light. One little girl or a boy came and knocking the door. De do, give me something, give me something. So Maharaj always told his driver to carry some prasadam with him. So when children come like that, he can give prasadam. But Maharaj had told him a couple of times, but he always forget. So this time also Maharaj said, do you have some prasadam? And he said, oh, sorry, Maharaj, I forgot. So Maharaj didn't say anything to that driver that time. Later on, when the red light became green and the car started, Maharaj said, next time if you don't carry prasadam, I'll take your shirt and give it away. Then that driver started remembering to carry Mahaprasadam when he was driving Maharaj. So basically, the point which Maharaj is mentioning, you must give. You must give. So they're asking money or whatever, but Maharaj said, carry prasadam, give prasadam. I'm remembering Satyasen Prabhu. I had a fortune to do parikrama with Satyasen Prabhu a couple of times of Vrindavan or Giriraj. He will always carry some biscuits or some lollies or something, and there many kids will come. He will always distribute. So it's not such a big thing, but we don't think about that. And Prabhuji will always carry in his bag certain things to give it out, and he will just go out to them. Even if the kids don't come, he will see the kids, he will go to them and say, le le beta, le lo, and he will give something. He will carry 1 rupee coin as well. So he will, in front of my eyes, he changed 100 rupees to say 90 rupees or something, and then wherever was appropriate, he was giving Lakshmi as well. So very kind, very, very kind, and you can practically see how he is adopting that principle all the time. Okay, thank you, Prabhuji, for adding that.
There's one more point.
Yes,
Can I add,
please.
if you don't mind? In the Swayam Bhagwan Keshav Swami's Maharaj's lecture, I was hearing that it takes a great mind to give advice, but even it takes greater mind to accept it and follow it through.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hare
Can
Krishna.
you repeat that, Prabhu? It takes a great mind to give
It
advice.
takes great mind to give
Give advice.
appropriate advice, but
Yes.
it takes even greater mind to
Greater mind.
accept it and follow it through. Hare Krishna.
Very nice. Very nice. And we all try to go to number one, not number two, because we have to. He says, unless you are a good follower, we can't lead other people. So first we have to become a good disciple, and then we can, preach. Thank you, Prabhu. Nice. Okay, so verse 7. Anyone can tell what's the relation between verse 6, which Satyavama Mataji just summarized very nicely, and verse 7? Shubham Prabhu, I'm looking at him. A quick one. Even if it's incomplete, Prabhu. Just connect 6 and 7 if you can.
Just may need 2 seconds, Prabhu.
Okay, no worries. Someone else wants to do that, that's fine. Yeah, I'm Shubham Prabhu wants to do. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes.
Yeah, just for avoiding Vaishnava aparadh or any offense for Vaishnava, you don't get the whole taste of the holy name.
Yes.
The 7th verse talks about the holy name.
Yes. And if you can follow verse 6 correctly, as given by Rupa Goswami, then verse 7. And we look at this chart, which this one we looked at last week, which was very nice. So verse 1 and 2 talking about controlling Vegas and avoiding all the unfavorable things which are against your bhakti. Verse 3 was accepting all the favorable, but before acceptance was the avoidance. Doctor will say, no chaat pakoda, no ice cream, no dahi, and all those things. So you have to avoid it and take the right medication at the right time for the right number of days, whatever is prescribed. Tat tat karma. I really like this what it says. Tat tat karma. Whatever helps. Tat tat karma. It's not specifying just one karma. Whatever helps in your bhakti. Tat tat karma pravartanat. We are always engaged in those activities which help us to go up in our devotional life. Verse 4 and 5 was about association. So 4 was about general association and 5 was about aspiring to associate with Uttam Adhikari. And then verse 6 give a warning, but hang on a second. Yes, you are going to associate with Uttam Adhikari, but very, very careful. Do not commit a Vaishnava aparadh just because looking at his externals. If you do all that, the result will be taste for the holy name will be developed. And if you don't do that, if you don't do the first 6, for example, then the 7th will not come. In the morning, every morning, we read a verse. Anyone knows? After Mangala Arati, we read a verse. Bahu janma karyate shravan kirtana tabu tana paya Krishna pade premadhana. You may be chanting for many, many birds. But if you are offending Vaishnavas or doing this Nam Aparadh, then you will not get the love of Godhead. So chanting is very easy exercise. At the same time, the precautions are given by our Shastra. So if we avoid the precautions, then we will be able to get Krishna Prema very quickly, relatively very, very quickly, if we do the process sincerely. I'll just go back and just do the translation of the verse, which I'm sure everyone knows, but it's good to know. Like when we read the verse, the translation should start in our mind straight away. So Syat Krishna Nam Charitadi. So Nam Krishna ka of Krishna. Charitra means his character. Adi means different things. So it's Nam Charitra Adi, character, pastime, etc. Sita here refers to sugar candy or mishri in Hindi we call it. So Api Avidya. But we don't taste this because of Avidya. And we look at the Avidya today. Pitta Upatapta. So Pitta refers to the bile. It refers to a jaundice, which is a disease. Pilia in Hindi they call it Upatapta when you're afflicted with jaundice. Rasanasya na rochikanu. Rasanasya is the tongue. Na rochikanu means it does not taste. Our tongue, when it drinks the sugarcane juice, ganne ka ras, it does not taste it sweet, although it's very, very sweet. So similarly, when we chant Krishna's name, we hear Krishna's pastime, we engage in Krishna's different services. Na rochikanu, we do not like it. A new person will come and after 15 minutes, he'll say, Prabhuji, मैं जाता हूँ. And he will say, Prabhuji, okay, I have to go. And here you see another devotee standing there for 10 hours doing the service with so much enthusiasm. So initially, they don't have taste. Kintva, but adarad means with care. Adar in Hindi, adar or respect. If we follow the process respectfully, carefully, anudinam, every day, not just once in a day, not once in a year we go to temple. No, we go to temple or do those activities which are favorable for Krishna consciousness, anudinam, every day, 24 hours a day. It says sannyasis sleep is also a service to the Lord. Huh? So our sleep is called mode of ignorance because we sleep too much. At least I sleep a lot. A sannyasi sleep is not in mode of ignorance. For him, even that sleep for 2, 3, 4 hours is a service. Because if he sleeps for 3 hours, then 21 hours he's serving Krishna. If he don't sleep for 3 hours, he will fall sick. So he has to take that rest, but his rest period is also considered service to Krishna. That's so amazing. And he dreams about Krishna as well. Huh? So nice. So everything will become service, including your sleep. What to speak of other activities? Khalu, sa ev justa. Justa means again taken, chanted, yukti purvak, enthusiastically. Swadvi, swad aa jayega. You'll get the swad. Slowly you get. Children initially may not like milk, may not like parathas and other things. But after some time, and mother keeps giving that baby milk, after some time, baby likes the milk. Baby likes rice and dal and other things. Swadi similarly will also get the taste slowly. Swadi kramad. Kramad means gradually. Bhavati tad gad mul hantri. So mul is the root. Hantri means to destroy. Tad gad refers to the disease. So disease of materialism will get destroyed if we keep chanting Krishna's holy name on a daily basis, 24 hours basis. Okay. So we look at the chart, and which is nice if we can follow. We looked at the first line, which Prabhupada quoted many times: chant, 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 can. Now we explicitly don't say that, but our mind says that, isn't it? We are chanting from the mouth, but our mind is saying, "Nahi, nahi, so much work to do. Just finish your chanting, just this round, and then go out." So we have to tell our mind, no, just sit and chant. Okay, now we discuss this one. What is the cause of the disease? So Prabhupada said there are two levels. There's individual level and the collective level. At the individual level, Prabhupada said is ignorance, avidya. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Avidya, due to avidya, we forget. As Prabhupada gave the example of if a very rich person's son may forget his memory. He doesn't have any memory that he's a son of a rich person, and he's begging on the street. He's begging on the street. His father is a billionaire. He doesn't have to beg. He has all the facilities, but because he forgets, he begs on the street. Prabhupada said this, the same situation is with us. We are son of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and we are working so hard just to get the food of 2 times. So it says this is very unfortunate. Our Father can provide us everything because we have forgotten. And Prabhupada gave 2 examples. Krishna bhuliya jiva bhogvancha kare, nikatastha maya tare, jhapateya dhare. So as soon as a jiva desires to enjoy separate from Krishna, Maya immediately captures him and he comes under the karma bandhan. And Prabhupada said the solution was Jivera Sarupa Hoy Krishna Nityadas. Jiva is distracted by Maya, and because he is distracted, he is forgetful, he takes shelter of those things which cannot give him ultimate shelter, like money, power, and so many other things, different types of friends and other things, which is a hope against hope. They will not be able to give us any shelter, or their shelter will be very temporary. At best, it will be taken away at our death, at best. Cannot understand their own mistakes. And the collective cause of disease is atheistic leadership. Okay, let's move forward. Just explore this word avidya. So this is the Kunti Maharani verse 1:835. Bhavesmin Krishyamananam. So Kunti Maharani is explaining the cause of the dukkha of the jivas. So this is just a different postures of different types of dukkhas, and it's very common these days. Any newspaper, any YouTube channel of news you open, and you will hear so many bad news. So basically, jivas are suffering. So Kunti Maharani explaining in her words what is the reason of that suffering. So this is from Nectar of Devotion from Rupa Goswami again. I've just picturized that, but just a simple attempt. So this is the jiva, and when jiva has avidya, Avidya means ignorance. Due to ignorance, what he thinks, I am. I am is, Prabhupada said, what's the example of ahankar? He says I syndrome. I syndrome is I am. I am the president of the country. I am CEO of this country. I am a doctor. I am engineer. I'm American. I'm Indian. I'm Australian. Blah blah blah. I am, and I'm the body, and I want to enjoy. This is pure avidya. Pure avidya. This jiva has. This is our normal, so-called normal condition is material world. Due to that avidya, what he does? He desires something. Desire can be, I want something, I hate someone, I fear of someone, and I want to destroy someone, right? These are the different types of desires you can say. A positive desire or a negative desire. You can have, I want something, I like something, I love this person and I hate this person. Those sort of contrary desires can come in his mind, again, due to avidya. Due to those desires, what he does, he performs certain actions. If you like something, you want to gain it. If you hate someone, you want to kill him or you want to hurt him. So he performed different actions in the Prakriti. And Rupa Goswami summarizes this in Nectar of Devotion. Due to avidya, we desire. Desires can be of two types, pleasure and pain. Pleasure means I like, I want. Pain means I hate, I don't want. It says mind and intelligence. Mind does only sankalpa and vikalpa. I want it, I don't want it. Sankalpa based on the positive emotions. Suppose you had nice gajar ka halwa. So next time in the similar type of gajar ka halwa dish comes in front of you, oh, it's very nice. And suppose you had burnt gajar ka halwa with no sugar in it. Next time it comes, because you have that impression in your mind, no, this dish is no good. It may be the best halwa, but you have that impression. Due to that impression, you don't know, I don't want it. Sankalpa or vikalpa. So we can divide our actions into I accept or I reject, sankalpa or vikalpa. And due to that, jiva comes under the modes of material nature, goodness, passion, or ignorance. And due to that, he comes under karma bandhana, because he will act something based on the bodily platform. Because he's acting based on the bodily platform, due to his ignorant hatred or desiring for something, he does this karma bandhana and klishyamananam, and due to that he suffers. Now even goodness people also suffers. So Krishna Maharaj was saying, if you give free medication to someone, the result will be one day you will be sick and someone will give you free medication. So is that a good thing? You're being very kind on others that you are giving free medication, which you should. But if you just give without attaching it to Krishna, what will happen? One day you will become diseased and someone will walk in your room or in your hospital and give you free medication. So he says goodness people also, Prabhupada said, is like a gold chain, passion is like silver chain, and ignorance is like a copper chain. So, but they're all bound, they're all in the jail. No one is out of the jail. So we are trying to get out of the jail. If a jailer comes inside a prison house and he asks prisoner, so what can I do for you? He said, in my prison house, there are so many mosquitoes. Can you please provide me a mosquito net? There's no TV. Can you give me a TV? There's no AC in my prison cell. Can you provide me an AC? And the jailer will say, I could have taken you out of the jail. So we are just trying to transfer ourselves from C class jail to B class jail. In the material world, if we are pure, we want to get a good job, get American green card, something like that. That's a B class jail. And the more intelligent people will try to go to C class jail. What is C class jail? Sargaloka. C class jail. Lot of bhoga. Chhine purne mrityu vishanti. But after the bhoga is finished, your punyas is finished, you come down and then you start again from zero. You become a dog in a house. Radheshyam Prabhu shows that video. A dog is barking and the owner is saying, 2 plus 2, he barks 4 times. Boom, 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 boom. 5 minus 2, he barks 3 times. So he's doing all the addition and negations. He's doing all that. But what's the benefit? He's still a dog. Prabhupada said, even if you win the rat race, the problem is you still remain the rat. Even if we win all our enemies, we become very famous in this material world. We have, 15 million followers. You still remain the rat. You have to come back. You have to come back. So, karma bandhan we have to avoid. And what's the root cause of the karma bandhan? Avidya. Now, further, our acharyas divide this avidya into 5 parts. So let's look very quickly. Again, this nectar of devotion. You don't have to note it, it's all there in the book. If you like, you can take a screenshot. The cause of suffering is of 5 types. So first, obviously, is avidya. What is avidya? Rupa Goswami explains in one line, the forgetfulness of the jiva is called avidya. The forgetfulness of the original Sarupa. Now, if I ask anyone of you, who are you? You'll say, I am, Hemanga Chaitanya or whatever. I am Indian, I am American, I am this tall, that tall, I've done this degrees, that degree. This is all based on my bodily platform. All based on. No one says, I'm the Das of Krishna. You may have the name Das or Dasi, but we don't many times, if not all the times, worry about the Das. We worry about the first name. Huh? This is my name is this. Huh? So that name is very nice, but Radhanath Maharaj was giving an initiation ceremony, and I heard in a class, not from Radhanath Maharaj personally. So this disciple was saying, Radhanath Maharaj said, if you do not consider this title Das as a primary thing, you're the servant of Krishna, servant of Vaishnava, then this initiation is of not much use. It's of not much use. Huh? You still remain the master. I am the master. Even in my community, I'm the master. Everyone is supposed to serve me. Then what's the need of that initiation? Maharaj said that then that initiation has no meaning, because it's still concerned about other things other than Das. He said this mentality of serving should come at the forefront of our consciousness, not enjoying mentality. I'm Das. I'm supposed to serve. Whom I should serve? Hari, Guru, and Vaishnava. How should I serve? Under the instruction of my spiritual master, under the guidance of my senior devotees. That is how I should serve. So my goal is very clear. The process is very clear. Even if I'm a stupid fool, I'll still go back to Godhead. Isn't it? Because I'm just following the process. You said even if you put a dog who is completely ignorant on a train which is going from Delhi to Mumbai, will dog reach to Mumbai in Mahavasu Prabhu's house? He will reach because he has been put in a train which goes from Delhi to Mumbai. Dog doesn't know anything. So we just have to become dog of our spiritual master. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Ami tomar kukur. I want to become kukur. Kukur means dog. Namatar Prabhu knows. Kukur. That's a Bengali word, I guess. In Hindi also, in some places they use the word kukur. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur,
It's Sanskrit.
it's Sanskrit.
Kukura is Sanskrit.
Kukura is a Sanskrit. Thank you, Prabhu. Bengali and Hindi have taken from Sanskrit. So, Ami, I want to become your kukur. I want to become your dog. Now, in the material world, if you say that, people will feel you're gone. You're gone. Let's go to see a psychiatrist. But the thing is, dog is very, very loyal. Dog is very, very loyal. So we have to become loyal. We have to become chaste disciple. And how to become chaste disciple unless we don't even know who are we. So first part is avidya. Second, Rupa Goswami says asmita. Asmita means false ego, bodily identification of me and mine. This is me. Me means Hemanga Chaitanya Das or whatever our name may be. And this is mine. This house is mine. This car is mine. This position is mine. This is called asmita. Asmita means false ego of bodily identification. Then comes raga, and we becomes very, very attached to that position, for example, or that citizenship. I have citizenship of America. I'm an American. That's generally considered quite high. And you have so much raga, and if that is taken away, you get krodha, and then you get dvesha. You are the one who caused interruption in my enjoyingship. I will destroy you. Isn't it? That's what happens generally in the material world. Hiranyakashipu became dveshi of Prahlad. For what? Because in his vision, Prahlad became an interruption in how he was enjoying. Everyone was chanting Bhagwan Hiranyakashipu ki jai, except one person, Prahlad Maharaj. And he didn't like him. It happens, you have seen in movies and wherever, if one person, tries to speak against a mafia will try to kill him or harm him in different ways. Dvesha. And the final one, Rupa Goswami, is Abhinivesh. Abhinivesh means complete absorption. You have just no idea of your original identity. Like I'm wearing this pinkish kurta or whitish kurta today. So from today onwards, I start thinking, not that my body is separate from kurta. I am kurta. I am kurta. You laugh at me. Prabhuji, yes, your kurta can be white or pink, but you are separate from kurta. But an unintelligent person becomes so much absorbed in his so-called identity. There's a certain religion of this world. They think the other religions are all, bad. And by killing the people who follow the religion, I'm doing work of God, isn't it? That's what they consider. I'm doing work of God by killing others, by hurting others, by converting others on gunpoint or on sword point. They think I'm doing work of God. Wow, what understanding of word religion. Huh? So these are avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinisha. So generally speaking, we are in the fifth stage. Fifth stage, and root cause is avidya, ignorance, forgetfulness, who we really are. We are not the kurta. We are wearing a kurta. We are not kurta. We are separate from kurta. If one kurta goes, no problem. Okay, coming back to the verse. So what were the first two lines of the verse? Anyone? Syat Krishna Nama Charitadi Sitapya Avidya. So due to avidya, we don't have any interest in Krishna's holy name or his charitra, his pastimes, etc. We don't have any. So we read about the problem side of the verse. Now Rupa Goswami is telling the solution side of it. Okay, we understand you don't have any taste because you are a diseased person. Rupa Goswami says you are a diseased person. Pitto patapta. You have jaundice, for example. Because of jaundice, you're not able to taste. Kintva, but now doctor is telling the solution. Manmohan Prabhuji, no, I'll tell you. I told you what the problem is. Now I will tell you the solution. So knowing problem is also important. Because if you don't know the problem, how will you follow the solution? It says many times it's not the person don't accept that they are diseased. If you accept your disease, you'll go to doctor and take the medication, right? But imagine a person does not even accept he is diseased. Can you cure that person? You can't, because he doesn't even accept that he is diseased. Prabhupada said we are different from any missionary. Why? Because some distressed people come to some missionaries and they get free medication or free food or sometimes shelter and clothing and all those things. And that's very nice. That's very nice. But Prabhupada said we are very different. So distressed people come to missionaries and say, okay, I am distressed, please help me. But we go out to the people and say, sir, you are diseased. And sometimes we get slapped. How come you're telling me I'm diseased? I'm a happy person. I went on a book distribution many years ago, very small time. I'm not book distributor or anything like that, very few times. And I met this one young lady, some Asian background lady. She was eating in a restaurant. And I said, please take this book. This book will make you happy. And she said, I'm happy. I'm happy. I didn't know what to say that time. It was in Manly, I still remember. We went in a group, all the devotees went and we were just trying to distribute some books. And no one was taking because I could not even prove that they are not happy. And everyone seemed to be very, very happy. Gauranga Prabhu tells this story in which temple, Shubham Prabhu, they have this Panchatattva deities, Honolulu? Or
Mayapur also
no,
has
no, no.
Panchatattva.
In America, there's a small place. They have Panchatattva deities there. And in that, Gauranga Prabhu tells, the number of deities are always more than the number of residents in the temple. So in that temple, not many people survive. There's a nice beach there, some famous place in America. Anyway, there's a nice beach, and brahmacharis go out for book distribution and tell them you don't enjoy, come to the temple. And those brahmacharis who go on book distribution, they never come back. Instead of preaching to them, they get preached. And many brahmacharis, many devotees, they go out on book distribution, they never come back to the temple. Because Maya is so strong, so strong. Not that we are not in Maya, but it's very, very powerful, very, very powerful. So instead of us preaching to them, they preach to these devotees many times. So Kintwa, but there is a solution.
It is Laguna Beach, near the
Laguna Beach. Thank you, Mata. Yes, Laguna Beach. Thank you. Laguna Beach Temple. They have this Panchatattva deities there. So it's quite strong. It's quite strong. Not that they don't know the philosophy. They are distributing books, but it happens with all of us. I'm not saying with them. All of us at different levels, at different times of the day. Jananda Maharaj said, we fall multiple times a day. We talk about sometimes the sannyasi fell down, this fell down. No, he said, no, we fall all the time. Prabhupada disciple said to Prabhupada, Prabhupada, sometime I fall into Maya. Prabhupada said, no, you're always in Maya. Sometimes you fall into Krishna consciousness. So we are exactly opposite. So Kintu Adarat. So what's the solution? Adarat, carefully. Very well. What does Adarat here means? We'll talk about it. Just read the whole line. Anudinam refers to Anudinam. So dinam refers to
24/7.
24 by
Daily,
7.
daily.
Yes, daily. What else? Anu, anyone remembers Anu word? We have read this prefix in Bhagavad Gita.
Follow.
Follow. How? Follow is correct, Prabhu?
It's a
Anuvina.
prefix to spiritual.
Follow
It's a
in,
prefix to spiritual.
follow in the footsteps of acharyas.
Following the footsteps, following the mentality of subservient. Like, I can follow, but I can be very arrogant. No, you're telling me I'm trying to follow you. No. Follow in a anugatya roop mein. Anugatya means I am the das, you are my master, and that's how I'm following. And anu means more. Shastra Chakshu. We are just not looking from a material perspective, we are looking from a spiritual perspective. So we are Anudarshan, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi, Dukha Dosha Nudarshanam. So Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi, we see every time, right? So why Krishna is mentioning the word Anu there? So that you can see from a spiritual perspective why this is happening, and we have to stop it. We have to stop it. Not that, okay, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi, I see many babies coming, many old people leaving the world, many people getting diseased. So what's the big deal? So Krishna is saying Anudarshanam, Anudarshanam. Kintu Adarad Anudinam Khalu Saiva Justa Swadvi Kramad Bhavati. Kramad, gradually it will happen. Now if you chant, when Prabhupada disciple went to Prabhupada, I've been chanting for 6 months. I haven't had darshan of Krishna. Prabhupada said, go back, keep chanting. So I've been chanting for 6 months. So Kramad Bhavati. Kramad Bhavati means hoga. It will happen. Kramad. Gradually it will happen. And why gradually? Why gradually? Who is stopping us for the fast improvement? Is holy name not very potent? The process, Acharya's blessings is not potent. Why is the word gradually used? Who stops us? Us. It says in our spiritual journey, we are our worst enemies. It's not Kaikai, it's not Kansa, it's us. Vasudev and Devaki could bring Krishna in the jail. And we go to temple, we still don't see Krishna. We go and see Krishna, and we come out and someone asks, so which dress Gopinath was wearing today? Dress to nahi dekha. तो तुमने क्या देखा? What did you see? What sort of garland? So you should stand and make a habit. Actually, when we go to see Gopinath, we should stand and see Gopinath. Make it as a habit. Even if you don't like it, you should see Gopinath. At least 1 or 2 or 3 minutes. You should look at what he's wearing on his head, what sort of murli he's playing, what sort of uttari he has. Here we have Prem Bhakti Mataji and other devotees as well who decorate Gopinath so nicely. They put so much effort. We should see Gopinath, because it says by seeing Gopinath, our avidya will go down. Our avidya will go down. Our tendency to see other rupas will go away if we constantly see Krishna. And that's why we should have, more Krishna conscious pictures and kirtans, other things in our life as much as possible. So Kramad word is used there. Tad Gad Mool Hantri. And if you follow the process, with Adarad, then Tad Gad Mool Hantri, the disease will go away from the root. Now, what does Adar mean? Anyone can tell the meaning, Prasanatma Prabhu? Adar. What does Adar mean?
Respect.
Carefully,
Carefully. What does carefully mean?
with attention,
With
Attentively.
attention. What does attention mean? Sorry, I'm just trying to come down.
with full
All
focus
these
and
words
not
are
thinking.
full focus, that's one part, and not doing the negative, which is aparad. So full focus on something, definitely. Taking the right medication, definitely needed. But on the same side, if you do aparad, then it's not nice. So adar here means with very care and attention, not take, yes, I'm chanting 16 rounds. No. How are you chanting 16 rounds? That's important. That's important. How are you serving Radharani? How are you serving Krishna? How are you serving your spiritual master? What is your attitude of service? To get a lot of name and fame, if that's the attitude, that's not very nice attitude. Yes, we want to please our spiritual master, we want to please Vaishnavas. That should be the attitude. So Kintu Adarat, and not offending not do seva aparad, not do nam aparad. We'll read about aparadas in nectar devotion, so I'll not go too much here, but avoid aparadas. Prabhupada said there are 3 stages of chanting. The first stage is called nama aparad. We are chanting the holy name with aparad. Second stage is nama bhas. It's not pure chanting, but it's not aparad chanting. It's in between. Prabhupada gives an example, when sun is rising, it's not risen as yet, it's rising, you can still see the prakash, you can still see the light. And the third is Shuddhanam. So this is what our target is, Shuddhanam. So we start from Namaparad, but slowly as we are reading and we are associating with Vaishnavas, slowly our aparad should go down from the mind itself. And then we go from Namaparad to Namabhas, and then we go to the Shuddhanam. Okay, let's read Prabhupada purport very quickly. So what is the cure? This is the Prabhupada words. What is the cure? Chanting is the cure. Method is care and attention. Effect is cheto darpan marjanam. What's the benefit? It's very easy, very beneficial. Kali Kale Nam Rupe Krishna Avatar. In Kali Kal, in Kali Yuga, Krishna has incarnated in his holy name. Durdaivam idrisham ihajani na anuraga. But what a great misfortune we have. Although Krishna has put all his potencies in the holy name, it's so easy. You can chant khaite soite yatha tatha nam lay. Khate samay, while eating, while sote samay. Now we often don't chant while sleeping, but Arjun, it says, you could hear Arjun's body vibrating. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Constantly Krishna was there in his existence. It's very easy, it's very beneficial. Kalor deshe nidhe rajan asti eko mahanguna kirtanad eva krishnasya. Eva Krishna say, if you do Krishna's kirtan, eva certainly mukta sangha param rajet. You can certainly go back to Godhead just by chanting Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam. So many references are there. So if we carefully chant without any offenses, our chitta, which is very, very dirty at this stage, will get cleansed. So no other scrubber, no other washing powder will work on our chitta. That's the holy name and service to Vaishnavas. What does service to Vaishnavas do? It destroys our false ego. It destroys. And you get so many opportunities, isn't it? Sometimes they say being a pujari is very easy, isn't it? Because you're working with the deities. But working with the devotees, now also Prabhu already nodding. I don't know he's saying yes or no, but we all get it, huh? Working with devotees sometimes can be very, very difficult. Why? Deities don't give us the feedback, devotees do. And sometimes not so nicely. But what happens? The result is our ego gets destroyed, isn't it? Because we may think I'm the best devotee, I'm doing everything nice, and some neophyte, a new person will just, slap on your face. I heard recently His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj Vyas Puja was in the temple. I heard from one of his disciples. He was saying when Maharaj was GBC, he was a sannyasi. In a meeting, someone got up and slapped Maharaj on his face. Slapped Maharaj on his face. That time he was powerful, position-wise as well, right? Imagine if we were there. So sometimes even private insults are very hurting. Someone says on a phone call some bad words to us, some misunderstanding, we become very disturbed. In public, it becomes extremely difficult, but we slow down because we don't have power. Now here you see the person is powerful as well. Varna-wise, he's powerful. Position-wise, he's powerful. Maharaj did not respond, obviously. And not that, okay, let's go outside the room, then we'll see you in public, it may not be good. Maharaj, this disciple was glorifying Maharaj and saying, Maharaj started sending a plate of Mahaprasad from the temple where it occurred. And he instructed the temple management to send this devotee a plate of Mahaprasadam every single day without even telling him. And that trend is still continuing. Just imagine, this is Vaishnava, this is Vaishnava. So anything personally they say, we should be able to tolerate. Yeah, if it comes on devotees, on a spiritual master or a temple or deity, then we should respond. Then we cannot. Like Ram protected Mother Sita. But when it came on Lord Ram, he was all right. Oh, Rajya is taken away. I don't mind. I'm very happy going to the jungle. But when Sita was taken away, then Ram was fully active. But when it comes to us, I really love this example. The sannyasis are not just varna, they're living their sannyas dharma in every moment. Prabhupada said for a sannyasi or for any devotee, there's no private life. There's a public life, there's a private life. For him, every moment is a public life. Anyway, beautiful. Easy method, but we have to chant carefully with other. Where should you go to chant? Prabhupada said, go to ISKCON. ISKCON is a place where you find similar mindset people and your chanting, your Krishna consciousness can improve. So Prabhupada said, with the Shraddha, you go to the temple and you do Sadhu Sangha. That means comes to the ISKCON Sankirtan. What will happen? Anartha nivritti will happen. Anartha nivritti means all your contaminations of mind will slowly go away. Speaking to Prasannatma Prabhu yesterday, we were in the temple, and Prabhuji was telling, how the so-called other religions, their anarthas are increasing. On the name of religion, the anarthas are increasing. But here we really find devotees and books are helping us to decrease. Again, it's taking time because we are not so sincere as yet. But if we're doing bhajan kriya, anartha nivritti will happen. It will happen. And if it is not happening, that means we are not doing bhajan kriya properly, or we are doing a lot of offenses. So we are doing bhajan kriya. At the same time, we are in the DT room. We are working with some Vaishnavas and we offend them. So although you're working for the deities, very nice, but then you're offending with your harsh tongue. You're offending Vaishnavas. So that's not very nice. Okay. And Prabhupada said, celibacy, no gambling, no tea, coffee, or restaurants. One time Prabhupada disciple said to Prabhupada, I think it was in Hawaii, Prabhupada, let's go to the restaurant. Prabhupada says, no restaurant. So devotees don't go to the restaurant. Yeah, they can go to Govindas. That's in Darlinghurst, if you don't know. So no restaurants allowed. So Darlinghurst Govindas is not a restaurant. It's Krishna Prasad. So yeah. So basically the principle is only Krishna Prasadam and no here and there. Okay, 3 stages of chanting. We already discussed that. Now, Prabhupada talks about the happiness aspect. He said, everyone wants to be happy, isn't it? Anyone wants to be not happy? You will say, Prabhuji, itna kuch pehle hi chal raha hai. Already so much is going on. Everyone wants to be happy. But the thing is where we are seeking happiness from. So being happy is a part of our consciousness. We want to be happy, and that's very nice. But where we are seeking happiness, so at the moment, generally speaking, we are seeking happiness from the material sources. Material sources can be a TV or a video or some sort of gross products around us, some nice dresses, a house, car, position. Again, this position, car, house, money, that is not wrong at all. Not wrong. Our wrong identification with that house is wrong. I am the owner of this house. I have this position. Everyone under me must serve me. So that identification is wrong. Having a big position, having a lot of money, that's not a problem. So please do not ever misunderstand that rich people are all bad. No, rich people are very nice. Many rich people are such a great devotees or beautiful people or very intelligent people. Whatever intelligence you have is given by Krishna. Buddhir buddhipatam asmi. I have given you the intelligence. Anyway, so the wrong identification with that position is wrong. That position itself, that quality itself is not wrong. That's Krishna's quality. Lakshmi is coming from Krishna. How can Lakshmi be bad? Rupa is coming. Shri means Rupa. It's coming from Krishna. It's Krishna's energy. How can it be bad? So that Rupa, Jnana, Buddhi, money, that cannot be bad. Our wrong identification. I will enjoy with this money. I will enjoy in this place. I will enjoy with this person. That is wrong. So Shastra always condemning that the bad identification, wrong identification, never that object. And many times immaturely we start blaming the objects, which is not correct understanding. So material happiness, 1838 is described in Bhagavad Gita. Initially it feels like nectar. Yeah. My Guru Maharaj used to say, yeah, weekend, enjoy. He will just say like that. So weekend, enjoy. Yes, initially it's nectar and you eat a lot of unhealthy food. For example, some people drink and whatnot. And then by the end of the day, poison. They vomit and it's called hangout. That's what they call it. What do you call it? Hangout from the last night or hung out, something like that. One Prabhu knows that term. I don't know. Anyway, I heard in a class, I forgot already. Anyway, so, huh?
Hangover.
Hangover. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hangover from last night. Hangover. I have a hangover from last night. That means I drank a lot, or I was awake whole night. So initially it seems like a nectar, but it ends up in poison. And that is true for any activity. Even in Krishna consciousness, you eat a lot of gulab jamuns. It's prasadam, but your body can't handle it. It will end up in poison later on. But spiritual happiness, Krishna says, 1837. Initially, it may seem like a poison. Getting up for Mangalarti, very, very difficult, very difficult. But eventually, it will be a nectar. Not only spiritually, even you gain material health by getting up early, by sleeping going to bed on time and getting up early, eating the right diet. I'm looking at now Avatar Prabhu. He knows a lot of, these sort of sattvic things, how to live a sattvic lifestyle. It's very nice, and it's very natural. Once you get used to it, you feel good, you feel energetic. But initially it sounds like, oh, Prabhu is saying don't eat pizza and, some hard drink together. It will not be good for your tummy. Yes, but you will see how great it is. Anyway, so we understand the point. So everyone want to be happy. Happiness is not wrong. Expecting happiness is not wrong, but where we are seeking it from. If you're seeking from material things, initially they may look very nice and attractive, and we get tempted to it, and we give in. But later on, they become very, very bad. There's happiness curves. I found this graph elsewhere. It's not my graph, but yeah, we can use this for this purpose. Happiness, we can see on a y-axis, and time is on x-axis. So initially, if you want material happiness, over the time, you feel like, wow, I am young, I have a lot of money, I am looking beautiful, I can attract opposite gender people, and all those things. I can enjoy. But so as the time passes, 10 years, 5 years, 15 years passes through, they smoke, and they so much abuse they do to their body. Nice young children become so much addicted to some other things. And slowly you see the material happiness always goes down after a while, always goes down. But if you see spiritual happiness, initially you like this Bhagavad Gita. I was speaking to some person day before yesterday while we were cutting some vegetables or something. And he was like, Prabhu, Bhagavad Gita samajh mein nahi aata hai. I don't understand Bhagavad Gita. I said, Prabhu, how many times you have read it? Sometime I read. I said, that won't work. That won't work. You have to give time, but slowly, if you start using it, like how many people liked reading this nectar of instruction verses in the beginning. Now every one of you is singing so nicely, so sweetly. And it really relishes your heart when you sing the verse. So nice. So spiritual happiness, initially it may be very, very slow, but once you get used to it, this happiness is everlasting, everlasting. Prabhupada said, someone asked him, what is Vaikuntha like? He said, the ocean of LSD. Ocean of LSD. Prabhupada's logo was, stay high forever. If you take some LSD, if you don't know, I also didn't know, it's sort of some sort of a drug which you take, not that I have experience, but if you take, you feel happy, you feel high. That's what they say. But then after some time, the LSD effect goes down, then they have to take LSD again. But Prabhupada said, if you take this LSD, spiritual LSD, you stay high forever. You don't have to take this drug regularly. So happiness is beautiful. So spiritual happiness initially can be a little slow, can look tough, can look boring, but after a while, when you become purified, you just cannot leave it. Someone was saying, Krishna consciousness is worse than a mafia. When you join the mafia, you can't come back. They kill you. In movies, I'm sure you would have seen it. There's only one way, not two way. So it's so much. But even, from the most dangerous mafias, you can come out. But from Krishna consciousness, you can never go out. Krishna is the worst mafia. Worst mafia. Krishna says, in Chali, I am the worst Chali. In cheaters, I am the worst cheater. So if Krishna wants to cheat you, who can save you? Who can save you? So once you are in grip of Krishna, Krishna never leaves you. Some Amog Leela Prabhu was saying, choose ya to Thakurji ya Thokare. Choose Thakurji or Thokare. Which one you want to choose? Choose. Rasanand Prabhu, you understand Thokar? Someone kicks you with his leg. So he says, choose Thakurji. Thakurji means Krishna. Choose Thakurji or Thokare. So intelligent person will use Thakurji, not Thokare, not kicking of this word. Yes, Manmohan Prabhuji.
Nothing, Prabhu. That's it reminded me of Keshav Maharaj when
Hanji.
saying when you come to ISKCON, Krishna consciousness, you can't leave because you know too much.
You know too much. Thank you, Mata.
I'd
That's the
like
right
to
word.
hear.
You know too much. You can't leave. Even if you go out, I think Amrendra Prabhu on a similar point was saying, when you are in the temple, your mind may go here and there. But sometimes, you know, after 5 years or 7 years, you haven't gone to a movie and then you say, no, aaj to movie jana hai. And you say, as soon as you go inside movie theater, all the Mangala Aarti, Guru Aarti, everything will play in your mind. You'll feel so guilty. You're watching movie, but you're not enjoying. Krishna has bitten you. Krishna has bitten you. This snake is very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Huh? He said, before coming to Krishna, when you go to the movies, you'll just enjoy the movie. Now you're sitting inside the movie, you're not enjoying it. And all the lectures are coming in your mind who told you not to watch a movie. Huh? So this is how dangerous Krishna consciousness is. You cannot leave because you know too much. Huh? It is true. It is true. We feel guilty, isn't it? Chaitanya Prabhu was saying, even if you're trying to enjoy the same thing, your values have changed. Maybe your behavior. Behavior means our conditioning may not have changed. We are still doing some wrong things, but inside our heart, we feel guilt, isn't it? We feel guilt. No, this is not right. This is not right. And that shows that your values have changed, but behavior may take longer, may take longer. Okay, this is a nice slide. So whom should we serve? A temporary senses or eternal Krishna? So if you trying to serve temporary senses. There's a nice shloka everyone knows, 522. Yeah, he says, Parsha bhoga dukkayona evate, adyantavanta konte, na teshu ramte. But so intelligent person does not do raman, does not take pleasure in the sense objects. That is desire to enjoy, you're serving sense object, but your soul is desiring to serve Krishna. So if you serve Krishna, your every single service, including each name of Lord Ram, for example, is going in your eternal bank account. Eternal bank account. And the example given here is Yunjam evam sadatmanam yogi vigat kalmashaha sukhen brahma sansparsham atyantam sukham ashnute. Brahma sansparsh. Brahma sansparsh means anything connected to Krishna. If you have association with that holy name, with that katha, with the kirtan, with the seva, anything to do with Krishna, atyantam sukham ashnute. You will receive atyanta sukha, eternal sukha, everlasting sukha. But sensual sukha, after a while, India-Pakistan match will be over. After a while, movie will be over. And then you'll be hungry. Okay, go to the kitchen. What are you going to cook today? Huh? Any so-called enjoying. Your holidays will be over after 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Your holidays will be over. Then you come back to the same business. But with Krishna consciousness, it just increases, increases, increases. Swadvi. On Swadvi, Prabhupada writes few things. So let's read. What is the cure? Prabhupada says, preliminary awakening of dormant love of Godhead is increasing our swad. So what does bhava mean? We'll read again about bhava in Nectar of Devotion. I think it's chapter 17, if I'm not wrong. So we'll read about bhava. But Prabhupada is saying that preliminary dormant love of Krishna consciousness, that is getting awakened, the process of getting awakened, that's called bhava. And Prabhupada said there are 3 symptoms of that. No bodily concept. So first one, we should start considering we are really not the body in every single activity as much as possible. Again, we maintain this body very nicely because this is the body, this is the vehicle which will take you back to Godhead, but you're not the vehicle. So consider this vehicle as a vehicle. You maintain your car, you service your car, you put petrol, you put air in the tires, you do everything needful to maintain your car. You don't ignore the car, but you don't think I am the car. So no bodily concept. Prabhupada says, understand what is Krishna and what is Maya. So Krishna Surya Sam Maya hai Andhikar. Jahan Krishna tahan nahi Maya Adhikar. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, Krishna is like a sun. If the sun is there in your house, is there any place for Maya? Any place for darkness? No. As soon as you switch on the light of the room, the whole room is illuminated. There's no place for Andhikar. But you switch off the light, Maya or Andhakar or darkness is everywhere. So switch on Krishna consciousness, you're in Maya. Atmendriya Priti Vancha Dhare Kam Nam. So when we are trying to satisfy our senses, Atmendriya Priti. Dhare Kam Nam. So that is considered calm or lust. Whatever, that can be a small thing or a big thing. But Atmendriya Priti Vancha. I want to enjoy my senses. That is surely lust. Krishna Indriya Priti. If you want to serve senses of Krishna, your household deities or deities in the temple or any service related to Krishna, that is called love. Dhare Prema Nam. That Nam is called Prema, love. That is love for Krishna. And that love can be very little in the beginning. But slowly, if you improve it, that beginning become very big. Example given, again, a very famous example of Bharat Maharaj. He definitely was in Bhava stage. He was very highly elevated devotee, but somehow, again, for establishing example for other jivas, he became a deer next birth. But after he became deer, he became Jad Bharat. Okay. Just give me 1 second. I'll just close the door. Okay. Smooth. Now just the final slide, the conclusory slide. So Bhakti Lata Bij, so Brahmand Brahmite Kaun Bhagyavan Ju, Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. So we all have received that Bhakti Lata Bij by the mercy of our spiritual master. After zillions of birth, very, very fortunate soul receives that. So we know this Hati Mata Aparadh, Satyabhama Mata was saying earlier. Hati Mata Aparadh means Vaishnava Aparadh. So if you do any Vaishnava Aparadh, this is a very, very small bija. It's just germinating. And if you invite a Hathi in your garden, what the Hathi will do? It will destroy, it will trample upon it. So if you do any Vaishnava Aparadh, what will happen? All the Bhakti Lata Bij will get dried up. So we don't want this garden, this initial stage of our bhakti to get dried up. So what we should do? Shravana Kirtan Jale Kare Sinchana. So Shravan and Kirtan. Shravan means hearing the pastimes of Krishna. Kirtan means glorifying Krishna. It can be chanting of the holy name, or it can be other Krishna Katha, which we are doing. So Shravana Kirtan Kare Jale Sinchan. So Sinchan means we should water our Bhakti Lata Bij with Shravan and Kirtan Jal. So if we do that, our Bhakti Lata Bij will grow very, very fast. And it says it will go up and rest in the lotus feet of Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan. It will cross all the layerings of this material world, all the 8 layerings. It will pass through Virja, it will go to the spiritual world, it will go through Vaikuntha, Saket, Dwarka, and end up in Shyam Sundar's feet in Golok Vrindavan if we constantly do that. Okay, just summarizing the whole slide, whole discussion in that one slide. So section 7 represents the principle of chanting, as Rasanand Prabhuji said in the beginning of the class, without offenses. This is what we learned in verse 6. We should not commit any offenses. We get the taste in the holy names. So Prabhupada described initially the symptoms of the disease. No taste. We don't have any taste at this stage. As a jaundice disease person does not taste the sugarcane juice. And then Prabhupada described the cause of the disease on the individual level and on the collective level. We discussed about it. And then he defined the cure for this disease. What is the cure? Chanting is the cure. For that cure, where do you go? You go to ISKCON. Prabhupada said in ISKCON, what do you get? You get sadhu sangha, you do bhajan kriya. With that sadhu sangha, anartha nivritti will happen. Prabhupada has written the things as well, and your bhakti lata will improve. And beyond cure, now, beyond cure, we can say one more point. So initially, cure can refer to our disease going away, but still we have not awakened the healthy state. Some patient comes to a doctor and says, doctor, I have TB. So initially, doctor tries to remove all the germs of the TB. After 6 months, the TB is gone, but the person still feels very weak, isn't it? It happens after a bad flu. After 5 days, your flu is gone, but it's still feeling very weak. So then doctor will say, okay, take vitamin C, multivitamin tablets, take this juice and that kadha and whatnot, just to regain the normal health. That is called beyond cure. And Prabhupada describes What is the definition of that bhava? Preliminary awakening of the dormant love of Godhead. And 3 symptoms you will show. No bodily concept. You will clearly understand what is Krishna and what is Maya. What does it mean? You always serve Krishna, not Maya. See, initially we don't know what is Maya, what is Krishna. But once you understand Krishna and Maya clearly, and you are in the shelter of Krishna, you are not in Maya. And the last one, okay, I forgot to discuss that in the previous slide, undisturbed by Maya. So once you understand Maya, you don't become disturbed by Maya. Because many times we do become disturbed by Maya, just thinking this is everything. But once you understand this is all temporary. An example given is you're traveling in a ship from A to B, for example, from Melbourne to Tasmania. What's the ship name? Anyone remembers? The Spirit of Tasmania? Something like that, huh? Yes, Spirit of Mahasa Prabhu has been there. Anyway, I haven't been as yet. But I've seen the ship. When you go, Melbourne is gone, you go to the beach, you can see the ship there because Prabhupada walked on that beach. Anyway, so now I think it's a 12-hour journey or something like that. Your co-passengers are not very cooperative. What do? You leave the ship, jump into the ocean? You can't do that. You tolerate. Only 2 more hours left, 3 more hours left. So you tolerate. You do what you need to do, but you don't leave the ship. So many times you may feel some problem in the society. My Guru Maharaj said, society has ideas, but society is not ideal. Society has ideals. Huh? Our ideals of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam are very, very high. But society is not ideal. Why? Because it's made up of you and me. And we are not ideal person. Huh? We have so many faults. Guru Maharaj said, Krishna consciousness is not growing because of you, is growing in spite of you. We think we are the preachers. We are the preachers. And he said, you make more mistakes and the seniors have to come and cover you up. Huh? So Krishna consciousness is not growing because of you. Huh? It's growing in spite of you. He said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is growing it. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is growing it. Huh? He is the one who is acting. And then he uses different people as a nimitta matra. So we should consider ourselves just as nimitta. So, and be undisturbed by Maya. Okay, anyone has any questions or comments before we go to the next words? Everyone fully understood? They got the taste of the holy name. Very nice. If you have got it, please give it to me as well. I don't have any as yet. Just trying to, fulfill the duty. But hopefully by one day, my jaundice will go away. Okay, let's move. Hare Krishna, someone said something.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu, you see,
Yes,
in this verse, so many factor stages of the bhakti is coming now, Prabhu.
Yes.
Holy name.
Yes.
Yeah. How do you link that, Prabhu? Couple of them.
Yes.
Ruchi.
So what are the 4 stages discussed here? Bhajan Kriya, Anartha Nivritti. So you can see, Prabhuji, Anartha Nivritti on the screen here. Prabhupada writes, when you come to ISKCON, Anartha Nivritti will happen, Bhajan Kriya is happening. Huh? So if you remember in that chart, I'll just go to that chart.
Shraddha and Sadhu Sangha.
What else was there, Mataji?
Shraddha and Sadhu Sangha.
No.
No.
It is there, but this stage is Ruchi, Asakti.
Ruchi, Asakti, yes. So Asakti will happen. If your jaundice will go away, Prabhuji, your Asakti will automatically happen. And that's what Prabhupada is describing. Or Rupa Goswami is describing the cure part. Your jaundice is going away. Once your jaundice is completely gone, you're a completely healthy person, then that has happened.
Okay.
So Ruchi, Asakti, Bhajan Kriya, Anartha Nivritti. I think those are the 4 stages which were covered, right?
Yes.
If I'm not wrong, yeah. So this is what the whole summary of that is, Prabhuji. Again, it's not detailed described, Prabhu. For details, we will go to NOD.
Thank you.
Details are unlimited. 4 topics you can see. But the point here is all the 4 points have been summarized very properly in that one verse. That's the main point.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to verse 8. Who would like to read quickly? Who hasn't read as yet today? Mahasa Prabhu or Vijay Mataji is here? If she's here. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Tannamarupacharitadisukirtanano
Tannamarupacharitadisukirtanano
Smrityo kramena rasana manasi niyojya
Mrityo Gramena Rasana Manasi Niyojya
तिष्ठन् व्रजे तदनुरागि जनानुगामी
Tishtan vraje tadanuragi jananugami.
कालं नयेदखिलमेत्युपदेशसारम्
Kalam nayed akhilam iti upadesha saram. Translation, Mataji.
The essence of all advice is that one should utilize the full name 24 hours a day in nicely chanting and remembering the Lord's divine name, transcendental forms, qualities, and eternal pastimes, thereby gradually engaging one's tongue and mind. In this way, one should reside in Vraja, Goloka Vrindavan Dham, and serve Krishna under the guidance of devotees. One should follow in the footsteps of the Lord, beloved devotees, who are deeply attached to his devotional service. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji. Now let's read the translation of the verse and then we'll go inside the verse. So, Tananama Rupa Charitadi. So you see any common words here from verse 7 and verse 8? So Nam, Charit,
Nama.
Adi. Yeah, so because these three were used in verse 7 as well, verse 8 as well. So what was verse 7 describing? You don't have taste, but if you follow the process carefully, Adarad, taste will come. And now taste has come. Just imagine in that process, taste has come. What do you do next? This is what the verse is about. Tan Nam Rupa Charitadi Sukirtananu. So Kirtan, if you do Nam Charit ka Kirtan, if you glorify Krishna in discussing or chanting nicely, Smrityo Kramen Smrityoho, remembering Kramen. This Kramen word was also used in the previous verse, right? Kramen Bhavati. Gradually it happens. So Smrityo Kramen Rasana. Rasana word was used in the previous verse. Rasana na rochikanu. So see, now Rasana has rochan. So you understand the 7th verse, you can say, you have got the taste because the disease is gone. Now you got the taste, what's next? Rasana manasi niyojya. And what you have to engage? Mana. Maya asakt mana partha yogam yunjan madashraya 7.1. So Krishna is saying, engage your mind. Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskaru. 934, 1865. Krishna is saying, engage your mind. Man is the most important. Very difficult to engage initially, but most important. So rasana means tongue. Manasi niyoja. Niyoja means engaging. And then Tishthan, to stay where? Vraje. Where you have to stay? In Dham. In Dham, you stay how? Tad Anuragi Jananugami. So there's one word he is saying. Those Janas who have Anurag for Krishna. Those Janas who have Anurag. Now in Vraja, many people stay, they do business. Say a lot of foreign nationalities will come. I'll open a restaurant here. I open a hotel here. I'll earn a lot of money. It's saying if Dham, if you have money-minded conscience, it's an offense actually. It's an offense. If we go to Dham for a purpose of earning money. Now, earning money itself is not wrong, but you go to Dham not for spiritual advancement, you go to earn money. That's bad. That's bad. So Tishtan Vraje, you reside in Vraja, in Vrindavan. Tad means Krishna. Anuragi, who have raga, spontaneous raga. We'll read about this raga marga in next of devotion. Jananugami, person who have the right mood. You stay in Vraja under their instruction, under their guidance. Kalam nayet akhilam iti upadesha saram. And how much kal you should spend like that? Akhil kal. Akhil. मैं उसे प्रभु नु Akha India. That's what they say. Akha, complete. So Akhilam Kalam. Okay. In Kartik Mas, I'll go to Vrindavan, but when I come back, yes, I'm free for enjoying it. Sunday, I go to Sunday program, Sunday feast program to temple. Then when I come back, kaun sa movie aaj? No, Akhilam Kalam. Akhilam Kalam. And the last line, Rupa Goswami says, Iti, thus, Upadesha Saram. Upadesh means whatever instructions I had to give. This is the Sar, summary of all the Upadeshas. So it says, Upadeshamritam technically finishes on verse 8. technically, because Rupa Goswami has given all the Upadesh, whatever he wanted to give. Now 9, 10 and 11 is just a glorification of Srimati Radharani actually, and glorification of Dham. And there's some comparisons, but it's not a Upadesh. No further instructions given by Rupa Goswami. Instructions are given till at this stage. So what's the instruction given in verse 6? Quickly, I'm just going 2 verses back. Anyone?
Avoid Vaishnava.
Silent. Avoid Vaishnava. Thank you. Verse 7. Anyone else? Binay Prabhu.
Name Ruchi.
Name Ruchi. How that will happen?
So
Adarad. Anudinam. Adarad means with care and attention every day. So there the word Anudinam was used. Here the word Akhilam is used. So similar. You can see similar words in many places, right? So there is saying perfect the process without any offenses. And then once you have perfected, this is the Updeshasar. What is the Updeshasar? Always engage your mind and senses in glorifying Krishna. Sukirtananu. And stay in Vrindavan under the guidance of a spiritual master. Khatam. That's the Updeshasara. Beautiful verse. Beautiful verse. This gives a summary of everything. So you understand the connection between 7 and 8 now? So 7 to 8 is an advancement basically. And once you are at stage 8, then you can appreciate Radha Kund, Srimati Radharani, and understand the situations beyond it. But no further instructions given. Okay. Now, Prabhupada in this purport is specifically mentioning about Manasi Niyojya. You see the second line, last 2 words are called Manasi Niyojya. Manasi Niyojya means engage your mind. So engaging rasana is all right. Yesterday someone was saying, my chanting is not good. All of us are suffering with the same thing, isn't it? So, but we are engaging our rasana, but engaging mind is very difficult. I'm also same, exactly same. Rasana, okay, we can engage in Krishna's kirtan, but we engage our mind in Krishna kirtan, that is very difficult. So Prabhupada in this verse is specifically focusing on how to do Manasi Niyojya. Is it clear? So the purpose of Prabhupada is very, very clear. Manasi, how to engage the mind. So first, Prabhupada gives the example of this Ajamil, you can see on the picture, why to train the mind. First question will be why to train the mind. So Prabhupada gives, mind can be your friend as well as your enemy. Anyone remembers this verse? Yes, Vijay Gopi Mataji.
Uddharenatmanatmanam.
It's on the screen actually. The 6.6. Your mind can be your best friend or best enemy. When can it be your best friend? Anyone else?
When it's under your control.
Thank you. When you want your mind to do what you want to do. And when it's your enemy, exactly opposite. When mind tells you what to do, and even if you don't want it, you do those things. Sometimes people do or say something which they will never say normally because they get overcome by anger. They get so angry and then they say something which they normally never say or they never do. So mind and control. So Prabhupada is saying mind can be your friend and it can be very dangerous, and impressions in the mind will make it friend or make it a dangerous friend. So how to make these impressions better? Again, in the engagement of devotees. If we are constantly in the association of devotees, the impressions in the mind will be good. When we are seeing Krishna, we are serving Krishna, we are listening about Krishna, we are eating Krishna Prasad, we are smelling the flowers offered to Krishna. So all our senses, as Maharaj Ambrish did, with the hand he is doing cleaning of the temple, with the legs he is walking in the dham or towards the dham. When all the senses are engaged, the impressions of the mind are good. And what will happen? It will go towards a friendly nature. And if you don't do that, what will happen? Go towards down. And mostly in this material world, is mind a people's friend or enemy? Mostly it's enemy. It's enemy. And they don't know what they are doing. Same situation with us, but at least by the mercy of Prabhupada, they're getting to know that our mind is our very bad friend at this stage. And we have to reform this. In the story of Ajamil, what really happened? Ajamil was a trained person, isn't it? He was a Brahman. He was serving his father. He went to the jungle to get some paraphernalia for the yajna, for his father's yajna. And in the jungle, what did he see? Some bad scene. We all know the story. But with that, what happened? The impression went back and he got overcome by his karma. And because he got overcome, he could not correct his mind. He could not think anything else except that prostitute. And he went in a very, very different direction. So Prabhupada is saying you have to control your mind. We'll finish this example and then we'll finish the class. The Prabhupada says, why to train the mind? It is very, very important. Everyone knows this 8.5, yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tejati ante kaleram. So whatever consciousness you have, when you are leaving the body, that's the body you will achieve without fail in next birth. Example is Bharat Maharaj. So function at the death. Mind is very, very important. In Bhagavatam it says, ante narayane smriti. Antakale, you have to have the smriti of Narayan. If you are remembering your house, you will become probably a snake in the same house. Prabhupada said that, or a rat. So the whole life, Bhakti Charu Maharaj said, the whole life we are practicing Krishna consciousness so that we can remember Narayan at the time of death. Now, that's not the only purpose. From one angle, we can say that we are practicing ourselves. We are chanting so many names of Krishna. Hopefully, at the end of this life, we will be able to remember Krishna while we are quitting this body. Or if you are not able to remember, at least we pray to the devotees, please come and remind me of Krishna's name. So training mind is very, very important. If you don't train, it will create the next body. Viraj Prabhu in a class was saying, every desire you have, material desire we are saying, every material desire you have, there's a body waiting for you. Very dangerous statement. So many desires, so many desires come up. He's saying every single, because Krishna is very kind. Prakriti will fulfill. So better you desire the right thing. Because if you desire the wrong thing, it may happen. Advice is to train mind to think of Krishna, not taking birth again. Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tatataha tyakta deham punarjanma naiti mameti. Punarjanma naiti. So if you think about me, understand me correctly with tatataha, you will never take birth again. Okay, I'll stop here. There's another half verse to go. We'll complete next time. Manmohan Prabhuji, you have any announcements?